If you are a presenter, will you stand up, raise your hands if you can still move? Okay, well let's give them all a boom boom clap on the count of 2. Boom boom, you'll do boom boom on the table and then clap. Ready? 1, 2. Yeah. All right. I also wanted to take an opportunity to thank some people that came and helped set up and to help decorate. From Dr. Morris to Matt Kane to Russ Weeks. To some of the presenters who were here to set all of this up for you. This could not happen. Ooh, I'm getting tired and emotional. This could not happen without them, for sure. And so let's just give it up to them one more time. And then we want to give a special thanks to Olive Garden and Bubba's for feeding us for the last 2 days for lunch so that we didn't have to worry about trying to do anything. We want to give a special thanks to Raising Cane's for the lemonade cards in your bags, to Whataburger for your free Whataburger coupons, so definitely go hit up those. So if you go in, just say thank you. Tell them you went to a conference, you got a card, say thank you. They'll appreciate that. Also, just wanted to say thank you to anyone that helped get all the presentations set up, the technology people. Emily's been amazing. So just thank you for being here. Now, for the absolute best part of the day, it is our students. This is the why that we do what we do. And this is why you were here the last 2 days. So if you guys would take an opportunity to introduce yourselves to the crowd, tell them where you are or where you work, and how many years you were or are in Avid. We'll start out right here with Abigail.
Hi, my name is Abigail Amaya. I'm at Horn High School, and I've been in Avid for a year.
Hi, my name is Jordan Stinson. I'm going to 11th grade, and I've been in Avid for 2 years.
Hello, my name is Jimena Faticati, and I'm a sophomore at Texas University.
Hello everyone, my name is Priscilla and I am at Texas State and I was an Avid for 6 years.
Hello, I'm Carter Washington and it's my first year in Avid and I'm going to 8th grade.
Hi, my name is Miranda Espelona. I'm at UT Arlington and I was an Avid for 6 years.
Now I want you to know that they were not prompted. They have not seen this list of questions. So this is about as real and authentic as it gets, okay? So some instructions for y'all. You do not have to, everyone doesn't have to answer all the questions. Let's leave one of the mics for the 3 of you down there, and one of the mics for these 3, so they all pass it all the way down. And let's get started, okay? So first of all, why did you want to be an Avid?
I didn't really know what Avid was when I started. I actually started in middle school. Nobody really told me. I just had some friends that were in it, and when I went to the interview, I just thought at first it was like organization and note-taking and college readiness, and I kind of went in it blind, but honestly, it really benefited me.
I didn't know what Avid was either, but I started to know that for college and stuff, and I wanted to get better, and get this scholarship.
Like they said, I didn't know what Avid was. I just thought it was like, let me get involved. And I got an interview and it was so like, I'm important. But, but after all, like Avid was the reason why I'm at Texas State.
I started Avid during COVID. It was online, so I didn't like it. But
know what it was before I got placed in it, but like, the more I started to be in the class and like talk to all the people in there, it just kind of felt like I don't know, just, it gave me a reason to like, want to come to school kind of.
I knew somewhat of Avid when I decided I wanted to join. When I was getting interviewed by Ms. Shirley, she really convinced me on why I wanted to join it. It actually helped me a lot with my communication skills, and I made a lot of friends in my classes, so I think it benefited me a lot. And I really like Avid. I recommend it to all of the freshman friends that I do have when they do have the chance and to take Avid because it's really helpful and it's a really enjoyable class.
How has Avid helped you become more involved in your school or your community?
Avid has helped me become more involved with school because I joined theater this year. I was in varsity theater actually, and not only did it help me like better perform and get less nervous with stage fright, Avid really helped me talk to a lot more people during school and not be like by myself. It's actually a really good thing that happened to me. I'm really glad that it was in my schedule and that I got into the program. It will benefit me a lot more in the future because I will be able to communicate with others better. I'll be able to help others, and I really like this class.
Avid has helped me become more involved in my community because after being at Avid, I could like actually talk to my teachers and stuff. So like, if there's any like special programs I want to know about or like clubs or stuff like that, I don't feel nervous to like go ask some teachers about it or like, and it's helped me to like participate in things more, even stuff that I like usually wouldn't do or usually wouldn't like.
The way Avid helped me also in my communication skills, it definitely helped me be more connected with my teachers because I was sort of just like always in the bag, I didn't really put much attention to it until I started with Ms. Gutierrez in Avid, and she helped me so much getting out of my shell.
The way Avid helped me around my community is by becoming a better leader. When I was in high school, which is a long time ago, it was last year, I was involved in many things other than Avid. I was in cheer, I was in Avid, student council, National Honor Society, and Avid definitely helped me come out of the shell because I'm a true leader and I believe it, and I feel like Avid is the one that initiated me to believe that. So, yeah.
Avid helped me by my classes because every time I had hard work, I put it in the class and it helped me and I got better at it.
Okay, for our former Avid students who graduated high school, what from Avid did you carry with you to college?
Taking notes. Like, for real, because, I mean, I've never been opposed to taking notes, but having that structure and actually having to take notes, it really just taught me the importance of it and going back and reviewing and taking exams now and studying for finals. I'd say, like, it's really, really paid off, and it helps midterms and finals go really smooth.
I agree with that because in high school I hated it. It was just like, it was everywhere. I would write everything the teacher said, never like the important stuff. So I would say, yeah, taking notes really helped me with my college life.
I think what I carried over from high school to college was definitely taking notes. And actually going over them, just not just taking them and putting them away and just putting them out for no chance, no. Just actually going over them. And also something else is the structure and the time management. Like you need to manage your time very well in college because if not, you will fall behind.
And for our current AVID students, what do you feel is the most important thing you've learned in AVID so far that's helped you the most?
Most important thing so far, it's probably just like organization in general. Like just not with taking notes, scheduling, just making sure you know what you have to do, when it's due to, because that happens to be a lot. but just having that schedule and just having a good structure on things, it makes it a lot less stressful when assignments are due.
I would go again with being organized. I'm a pretty organized person, but I became like really, really, really organized. Last year I was a complete mess. I forgot almost everything. I'm a very forgetful person, but Miss Lovington and Miss Shirley, they would help us, keep on track with our things, and I also became more organized. Putting things in my calendar, taking notes in my phone. You have this to do, you have this to do. So I think that's a really big thing that is important.
It is important to me because it showed me how to be responsible and know when tests are coming and organized.
Okay, I want you to know that this is a safe space. So what do you wish that all of your teachers would do? Could be a certain strategy, could be a certain way they teach their class. What are some things that you've learned in AVID that you wish all your teachers would do?
Nothing.
Safe space here.
One thing that I wish a couple of my teachers did more was communicate. I know that Miss Duncan, and she really she would greet us at the door every single day. She would ask us how we were doing. She'd give us a hug. And all of our teachers, some of my teachers, they weren't really understanding when it came to feeling. So that's what I kind of wished more. My teachers are amazing, but sometimes communication can be a big deal, and it can really help a lot and to have that closer bond with the teacher. And I think having a close bond with the teacher is important because you're going to be with that person for a year. So yeah, I think communication would be one.
I would say that I wish all my teachers cared like my AVID teachers. I had Ms. Chapman and Ms. Christina for 2 years and Ms. Hutcherson my freshman year. And I can say that all 3 deeply cared about me, and I still talk to 2 of them, so as you can tell, they still care. And I sometimes wish, with just not AVID teachers would care a little more. I feel like sometimes they just go to teach what they have in the curriculum and call it a day. And they don't notice when you're down or when you're having a bad day. It's like you're allowed to, but it doesn't come across their head. So our AVID teachers care.
This one, it's happened with a few teachers, so it's not really all my teachers, but it's just sometimes the grades, they don't get updated fast enough.
and real and authentic, y'all. All right. So some of you have been in Avid for over 3-4 years. So why did you stay?
I stayed in Avid. Honestly, my first years, I was like, this is dumb. Like, what am I doing? Like, Cornell notes, like, TRFs, like, this is dumb. But as I entered high school, I knew I wanted to go to college. Like, that was my #1 priority. Like, I feel like that's why I did everything I did to have a good resume. And I definitely, like, it helped me scholarship-wise. It helped me, honestly, like, all my essays, like, if it wasn't because of Avid, I would have no structure, or I wouldn't know, like, where to go or what to do. And I feel like that's why I am where I am. And honestly, because I wanted to have a better life.
I agree with what you said. At first, like I said, I started online. I didn't really like it. Online was not it. But once I was in person, I feel like I was at home with a mom, but at school. Like, till this day, she's still my Avid teacher. She's always helped me and always been there for me. So I think Avid has really helped me personally, emotionally, but also like school-wise in the way, basically my Avid teacher did everything for me. Cause like, she literally walked me step by step with my FAFSA, with Dallas Promise, with all the scholarships, my essays, like, she was there. She did it all.
I'd have to say the same. I had the honor of having Ms. Chapman as my teacher for 2 years, and I went through a lot my freshman year of high school, and Ms. Chapman really was like a backbone to me throughout high school. She was really a safe space, and she really helped me thrive when it just felt like I didn't want to be at school, and my future just kind of, it didn't seem like it was going to go well, but she really got me through it.
How has Avid impacted your home life or your family life?
I guess a way it's impacted my home life is that I'm more organized at home now too. I didn't really have a schedule or anything when I got home. I would just kind of just go home and sleep and forget about the homework and stuff. But now that I'm like more organized, I'm like, I have this paper to do, this paper to do, then I can go and do whatever else I need to do. So it's helped me be like more on top of my work.
Ways Avid has impacted me at home is that me and my sister are usually the ones that like help my family. My sister actually keeps everybody, in place. My dad noticed when I joined Avid and when I joined theater that theater was a lot of things. I stay at school really late. I probably wouldn't get home till like 9 o'clock and then do work still, and when I go to sleep till like 2 in the morning. And if it wasn't for Avid, I probably would have ignored all of my work and just gone to sleep. My mom, since she stays at home, most of the time she needs help with, English or just things at home. I noticed to put a schedule and to know when to do things, how to do them, when to do them with the time and everything. So it helped me be more organized, to help my sister out, to help my mom out, to help my dad out. And my dad tells me that he's really proud of me and that he sees a really big future for me after, seeing how well I've improved since last year.
I way Avid has improved my home is, like I said, Avid taught me to be a leader, so I'm a leader at the house too. I'm the one telling my sisters, like, you guys gotta do this and do that. And I feel like since I had great teachers like Miss Chapman and Miss Christina in high school, I feel like I was well coached, so I can coach now my little sisters, so they don't have the same, like, what do I do, or how do I do this, because I had great coaches, so I can be a great coach now.
I agree with both of them because I have a young brother that's going to be a senior next year. So it's like I keep pushing him, like, hey, now you got to do this, now you got to do that. And if Abby wasn't in my life my high school year, I would have probably lived in a hole.
How did Avid change your outlook on your future opportunities or what you wanted in life?
It helped me get a better understanding of what college really is. Because, like, at first, like, when you're in middle school, so you really just see it as, like, going to school, but for longer. But it showed me that, like, it'll help you get more job opportunities, you'll learn more life skills in college, and it'll basically give you a head start in life.
Wait, what was the question again?
How did Avid change your outlook on your future or opportunities or what you wanted for yourself?
I think when I first started Avid, well, middle school, I know I go to college, but it seemed impossible. Like, my parents didn't go to college, so I'm a first gen, and like, college seemed like impossible to me. Like, yeah, there's no money, I'm not smart for that, or that's not what I do, or so whenever I joined Avid, there was like, it's possible. Like, if I really wanted to, like, it's possible. So my senior year, even my senior year still felt so like, this is not true. Like, I'm not gonna go to college. And then my second semester, my senior year, I ended up having like over 14 acceptances and all with merit scholarships. And it still seemed like, what? And now that I'm in college, honestly, sometimes it still feels like, how am I here? Like, so sometimes it seems very impossible, and I feel like as a daughter of immigrants, it seems very impossible. But now that I'm here, it's like, don't just settle for, oh, my parents don't have money, or my parents, like, don't settle for that. Like, the moon is like that's where you reach, like the sky, like all the time. Like, so every time, like, I have friends that are in Avid and like underclassmen, they're like, oh yeah, like, I don't know. And I'm like, no, you're going to college. If you want to go, like, there's no buts, ifs, or anything. Like, I thought, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Dallas College, like, nothing, but I thought, I was like, oh, I'm just going to do community college because I can't go to a 4-year, and I thank God every day for allowing me to be at a Texas State University now, and all my tuition is paid for, and so, see?
I have to agree with them as well. I am also on the full rank at UTA. It does seem impossible sometimes. Sometimes you get overwhelmed just thinking like, oh my gosh, another 4 years of school and who knows what else to come after that.
others was like a good accomplishment to feel good about. I really liked them when they ended, when we did our last TRF. I was kind of sad, but it helped me communicate with everybody. That's how I grew a stronger bond with my classmates because I was really shy. I only talked to one person in my class because, you know, we were friends from like elementary. Like, it's a long story, but I opened up to a lot more people. I met one of my best friends there, and it was my favorite part because it was the chance that we got to communicate with everybody else, be in different groups for a while, not just, you know, with the roommates or, you know, our usual friends, but with the whole class, and it was a really nice and peaceful thing to do.
Can I just make a note that this is the first AVID student I've ever heard say that tutorials are her favorite parts. Abigail, I'm going to quote.
My favorite part is probably just like the activities we do like as a group, like the field trips and the induction nights and stuff like that. Just like being around all the students in the class and just all working together to plan and make an event going, and then seeing all the people, like all the new people come in, tell them about AVID, and everybody just doing their part. I don't know, it feels good to be a part of the group and work with other people.
Although I liked, you know, getting work done there, getting help, I think my favorite part was Fun Fridays. Because it was like the only time I would actually, well, not the only time, but it was a time where I could just like talk to other people in the classroom, not just like my groups, or work together. It was always games where like you had to use your brain, but it was pretty fun. I think that was my favorite part of my AVID experience.
I have to agree with that. I was going to say the same thing. Because we used to go and whatever underclassmen or upperclassmen class also had that same AVID period. We would meet somewhere in the school and play games, and we just get to know the people that weren't just in our class and in our grade.
My favorite part was going to the math game for the college things, seeing how they were like with my friends, and Fun Friday.
I would say Fun Friday as well, but if I'm being honest, I think my favorite memory was my senior year, whenever Miss Christina would put up our acceptances, and like the people in our class would all like just celebrate for each other, and it was such a like a validation moment. Like my peers my peers are happy for me, and it's not just my peers, like they're my family. And actually, like I have like two of my best friends that go to school with me from AVID, so yeah, I think that was my favorite thing.
Okay, so Carter, I'm going to put you on the spot. As our middle school rep, if another 7th or an 8th grader came up to you and said, hey, what's this AVID thing? Why should I do it? What would you tell them?
It will be helping you get ready for college and being responsible.
Are there any burning audience members questions? Feel free to stand up and shout them out. We'll take about 3 or 4. Okay. Think about some of your absolute favorite teachers that you've had. What are some of those qualities that you would like to see in all your teachers?
Probably just like the positive attitude, like, you know, like they're nice towards the students, you know, they're just nice people in general, you know. They don't ever really, even if they do have like bad days, they don't really treat people differently than they would any other day. It's just, but like, yeah, most teachers just kind of just have like a negative attitude. And they just-
Let's not.
Yeah, it's just whenever my teacher has like whenever a teacher has a positive attitude, it kind of like lifts you up a little bit. So it's just like that's really it.
I can kind of agree with that as well. I'd say just the ability to have an open and comfortable, safe space in their classroom. I feel like a lot of times kids go in a room, they just get their work and they kind of do it or they don't. But a lot of the times there's nobody there to encourage them, or if they're, you know, maybe showing signs of being unmotivated, they won't motivate them. I'd say all of my other teachers did a great job at noticing when you're down, when there's something wrong, you know, motivating us, telling us, hey, like, we can do better, you know, we can work this out, you know, if this isn't gonna work for you, there's other ways to do stuff. Just give you alternatives rather than just letting you sink. I'd say they really, really help keep us up and just wanting to do better.
Just to go back off with the positive view, Miss Lovington actually, she would always greet us at the door, like I have mentioned before. She always greet us at the door, and she'd always ask us how our day was, or how our morning was, because it was morning period. How our morning was, how we were doing. She noticed every little thing about you. When I had cut my hair, she was like, your hair! So it was so cute just to see her reaction. Miss Spencer, she was my English teacher this year. She talked to us, you know, on Friday, like instead of like just teaching, she actually communicated with us. She joked with us. It was like a nice space to be around. Miss Shirley's room was really nicely decorated. I think like if you're a teacher and your room is decorated, it seems more like warm and, you know, nice to be in rather than a cold room. That makes sense. That's just how I see it on the video people. I don't want to be rude. I like to decorate a lot, so my room and everywhere I go is really decorated. So yeah, there's a positive use in your rooms and understanding the students as well as you understand, you know, you.
I would say that the thing about my AVID teachers that I know y'all say right, but the ones that I had like it wasn't just, oh, I'm teaching you how to do this and how to do that and fine. It was more like well, you need to do this and this and that. Like they genuinely care about you, and to this day, if I'm lost, hey, I need this, or hey, I need that, and they're always there. So I think what other teachers should take from that is, yes, it's your job, but there's also like these kids that look up to you. So it's kind of like, don't have an ugly attitude, or don't have such a like, oh, I have to teach this and this isn't fine. It's more like build a connection with your students, because at the end of the day, they remember that.
I agree with all of them because my teacher, she didn't just like teach us with their teaching or whatever, but she was also giving us, again, building a connection with her outside of the school. Like she shared pictures in the room with us. She would share pictures of her little kids, and it definitely made me feel, and I'm sure it also made my peers feel connected to her and part of her life.
If every single one of you would tell us what your future is now, where are you going? What do you want to do?
computer science and do something in that field, kind
Well, I'm at Women's Nursing School at Dallas. I start in the fall, and I guess my goal is just finish.
So I'm currently at Texas State and I'm majoring in nursing. So right now I'm still in my prereqs, but hopefully in the next year or two, I apply for nursing school and I get into the Round Rock Nursing School at Texas State. And then after that, just I want to become either a travel nurse or an OR nurse.
My goal is to go to Texas Longhorns and get drafted to MLB.
So I'm currently a third year at UT Arlington. I originally was an education major, but I did switch to psychology and hope to do counseling, you know, and 'cause that was my original goal. So yeah, I'm just trying to get through.
Before our last question, is there anything that you want the audience to know any more about you or Avid or your Avid journey?
I don't think it's like anything you guys need to know, but I just want to say thank you to Ms. Christina and Ms. Chapman for helping me to where I am now, and to all the Avid teachers, like I want to say that you don't go unnoticed. Like I'm sure your students look up to you the way that I look up to my Avid teachers.
I can definitely second that. Thank y'all. Y'all really did. Y'all worked wonders with me. I can't even lie. Same thing. It's just y'all do really make an impact on our students, and a lot of times kids don't have a good home life or they're struggling at home as well. And so just you guys creating that space for them to feel comfortable and forget about what's going on for a little while, it helps a lot.
Did anybody from the audience come up with a question?
This week we talked a lot about WICR, writing, inquiry, collaboration. So I just wanted to, especially the writing and reading aspect of it, how did Avid help you in realms of reading and writing? And then even collaboration, any part of WICR, but.
I definitely say with senior year, especially when it came to our application essays, we took a lot of time to work on those. We did, drafts, peer reviews. Our Chapman would review them with us, I'd say it helps, sometimes you write and you think you make sense and you really don't. But it's just that reviewing, and then, when it comes to collaboration, I'd say, tutoring and fun Fridays where you get to go and mingle with other peers. It's just like, it gets you out there, it teaches you how to use your voice.
I would say what she said about our college applications, but I would definitely take the writing part. My first semester of college, I was in English, and it was a lot of essays, like more than I've ever done in high school. So definitely, it wasn't just, oh, type it and submit it. It was a long process to have a good essay. So I think definitely that Avid had definitely impacted that.
Well, thank God I took dual credit, so I didn't have to do English in college. But if I was taking English in college, I feel like Avid would have helped a lot with essays and stuff like that, because when I was doing, like I said, when I was doing dual credit, Ms. Contreras would help me with my essay sometimes, my college application, or I just have something to write for class, and I'm just like, does this make sense?
I would say it's helping the most in the collaboration part. Because I've always been, I would say bad at group work. It's just I didn't really like working with people or like talking to people at all. But like after being an admin, we do a lot of talking and group work and presenting, stuff like that. So then in my other classes, when we did have to do work like that, it made it easier for me to do.
Picking up with the writing and the reading portion, with writing, we practice a lot of our emails, and it like really helps us, be more professional and, help us with, future professors or emails or teachers. And with the reading portion, Ms. Lovington actually gave us an assignment where we had to read our books. And a lot of my classmates did not agree with it, but I personally did agree with it because it got me back into my reading, and I got, books because of Ms. Lovington. So I like to thank her because of that. And it actually helps me a lot in English because I really hated English class just because I didn't like to read. But now that I'm more into it, it's more entertaining to be in, and especially with Ms. Spencer, her help with our essays and stuff like that, it really gave me a different perspective, and our collaboration as well, our like the presentations and our group works, and when we would play games with each other. I really like just working with all of my classmates.
I saw someone else. Shout it out.
Okay.
Hi guys.
So, we're doing this conference, and this conference is all about how we can better serve you as avid students. So we've all been trying to come together and reflect to make things better for you in the years to come. So this is mostly for the students probably who've been in avid for maybe 6 years, and I hope it's what you want to ask. But how would you, so as we're reflecting on what we can do better, can you tell us what we can do better for you, whether it be something you want to see change or something that you want to see added, since we're here for you to try to make this whole thing you guys to be better?
I definitely just say keep the relationships, put forth the effort, especially to the ones who tend to be more quiet and to themselves, because sometimes those are the ones that really have a lot of potential, they just don't get to show it, or they need somebody in their corner to push them to do that. Everybody goes through stuff. Just don't ever assume just because the kid isn't doing good, maybe grade-wise, or maybe they're acting out. Don't just assume it's always negative. Sometimes it's just they're going through stuff, and they maybe just need somebody there to listen and understand what they're going through.
Anyone else from the audience?
How has your experience in Avid impacted the way you approach a challenge or the way you problem solve?
I would say it gives you the confidence. Sometimes a lot of things really do look hard or impossible, and at least through the motivation of my teachers, it's just helped me see that if you put your mind to it, you really can do it. If you have the effort and you have the courage to go for it, like anything is genuinely possible.
I faced a lot of challenges this year, and it has helped me look at it in a more positive way, to think my decisions more than twice, before I do something, think about the action, think about what it will do, the cause and effect. It's helped me stay positive and to, better my decisions, better everything, think of my future. And there's always, like she said, there's always a solution, there's always a way. So I used to doubt myself a lot, but now, I choose to not give up and I choose to stay positive because I know that in the end, there's going to be a positive outcome, or my future is going to be good. There's not going to be, there's going to be obviously bumps on the road, but those can go away if you keep them keep your mind positive. If you stay positive, you will be okay.
I think the way that I handle my problems now after I've been through like AVID is just step by step. Like I feel like if I didn't have AVID, I think, because life hits, you know, life is life, and I think the way I take my problems now is like, yes, I can cry about it all day, or I can turn it around and just have a positive mindset about stuff. Like, yes, it's happening, but at least I'm healthy. Or this is happening, but I at least have a job. Or this is happening, but I have an education ahead of me. Like, that is always going to happen because that's just the world we live in. But I think AVID has definitely made me think like there's always a positive in something, and it's just the way your mentality and how you want to go about stuff.
I think AVID gave me confidence because old me wouldn't have been able to be here. I would have asked a lot of questions like, what is it? Am I going to be in front of people? Is it going to be bad? Now it's just like, yeah, I'll do it. It's definitely helped me. I didn't even ask what this was. I was like, is it a Q&A? Like, I didn't ask who was going to be there, what was it going to be for. I just said yes. It gave me confidence that I'm more out there. I like to do new things. And that's the way that my teacher was going to try to help me.
I would have to say, it taught me that there's different ways you can solve a problem. Like, there's different approaches you can take, there's other resources you have. Like, you know, you don't have to just do something one way. Like, you can, like, go to different people for help. There's, like, different resources available to give you, like, to help you with the problem you're trying to solve. But yeah, it's just like, you can take multiple approaches on one problem. You don't have to just do it one specific way.
Okay, if you had to summarize AVID with one word, what would it be? And all of you can answer.
I would say family.
I could second family. I'd also say possibilities, I guess. Like, you know, they really show you everything is possible.
I would say love.
Probably say like collaboration.
I would say
Can we give it up for these guys? Well, our celebration isn't over. We are going to end our conference today with some cake. So the students are going to be here if you want to ask questions, you want to meet them, if you want to check out the swag in the back. I know Trisha and Piper would appreciate that. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being fantastic audience members. And thank you for being willing to learn new things and to take it back to your campuses. So here is cheers to 20 years.